up everyone? So today's movie I'm discussing on the channel is the new Robbie Williams biopic called Better Man, which is directed by Michael Gracey. He's the chap that gave us the runaway hit The Greatest Showman. Just want to take a moment to acknowledge how raspy I sound, guys. I'm a little under the weather. It's that time of year. Everyone's getting sick. I lost my voice at the weekend, so it's only just coming back, so that's why I sound a little raspy and I look a little gross as well because I'm full of cold. But yeah, if you're wondering why I sound weird, that's why. Anyway, let's get back to the video. In just 2024 alone, we've had quite an influx of biopics and documentaries about musicians who are still alive. Look at Elton John with Never Too Late, Pharrell Williams with Piece by Piece, Bob Dylan with A Complete Unknown, and now Robbie Williams, the cheeky chappie from Take That who forged a successful solo career. So yeah, they've been a dime a dozen this year. I mean, it's easy to forget that we also had a Bob Marley biopic this year. They're becoming dreadfully common by this point, but in a sea of dull, conventional, and squeaky clean biopics and documentaries, Michael Gracey's Better Man attempts to provide us with something different to the cookie-cutter assembly line of celeb biopics that we've been getting. As you're probably already aware from the marketing of this film, Gracey, who has worked closely with Robbie Williams to tell the story of his rise to fame, has opted for an unorthodox creative decision by making a monkey out of him, quite literally. Played by actor John O'Davies in a mocap bodysuit with Robbie Williams himself providing a voiceover in post, this was a collaborative decision between Gracey and Williams to portray himself this way as a monkey. Because apparently Williams described to Gracey his experience of becoming famous was like being a monkey on a stage for everyone's amusement, and also the fact that he felt less evolved than others. There's a line of voiceover in this where Robbie Williams says himself that they say your life freezes at the age that you become famous, and Robbie Williams joined the band Take That at age 15, so to him, he felt like he was stunted and unevolved from the age of 15. The whole monkey thing is also a metaphor for his feral, animalistic tendencies, which tied into his whole bad boy of pop persona. While I will admit, it did take me a few minutes for my brain to adjust seeing like human actors doing Stoke-on-Trent accents interacting with a little boy who's a CGI monkey in human clothes. After a while, I didn't really notice it. You do get used to it pretty quickly. On paper, this film shouldn't work, and it's easy to dismiss the whole monkey thing off as a gimmick, and it is a gimmick, but there's no denying the fact that Robbie Williams allowed a movie to be made about him where he's portrayed as a CGI monkey, took a great deal of bravery and trust in Gracey to pull it off, okay? This could have backfired spectacularly. This could have been like a fever dream nightmare movie like Cats, but remarkably, it's actually quite a good movie. And I will say, I do admire the risk, okay? I appreciate when a filmmaker takes a big swing. But in all honesty, I'm not sure if the monkey stuff really added all that much overall. Like, if you take away the CGI monkey, does the movie lose something? The answer is no, not really. Granted, it is more interesting seeing a monkey snorting lines of coke or getting a hand job in a club or dancing to Take That to Relight My Fire, but the fact of the matter is, if you take away the monkey, then you're still left with pretty much the exact same film. It didn't really add or detract anything from my overall viewing experience of this film, but at least it did have the balls to take such a big creative swing. It's simply something different to watching a conventional by-the-numbers biopic, so it does get points for that. Also, the thing with biopics is they tend to put their subjects up on a pedestal, you know, highlighting all the good stuff, you know, all their accomplishments, their achievements, their significant milestones, but thankfully this isn't a biopic that's afraid to get ugly, okay? It actually shows Robbie at his darkest points, okay, when he's most volatile and, as a monkey, most primal. I love that they didn't try to sugarcoat who he is. This is a real warts and all biopic, okay? There's some gravel in the mix. Now, given that this is directed by the Greatest Showman director Michael Gracey, some of you probably want to know about the musical set pieces in this film. I should probably say that this isn't a biopic which details Robbie's hits in chronological order as of when he released them. No, this is more of a jukebox musical akin to Dexter Fletcher's Rocket Man, where Robbie's songs are implemented into different scenes in order to fit the emotionality of the scene. So at the start of this film, you've got the young lad / monkey version of Robbie singing Feel. As Take That starts to take off, there's a standout sequence involving Robbie and the Take That boys doing a dance number to Robbie Williams' Rock DJ going down Regent Street in London. Arguably Robbie's biggest solo track, Angels, is used at the film's emotional crescendo. And Let Me Entertain You is used to get the party started when he's playing at the Nebworth concert for 375,000 people. There's a subplot involving Robbie's strained relationship to his stand-up comedian dad, whose love for the greats like Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and Frank Sinatra drove Robbie to seek out fame from a very young age. The final scene that takes place at the Royal Albert Hall is like a full circle moment for this subplot. For the most, I really enjoyed the musical set pieces, but for me, nothing quite topped the highs of the Rock DJ sequence, which comes pretty early on in the film. For me, that's where the film peaked, okay, and the rest of the film just sort of plateaued until the credits. It was still entertaining, it just never reached the same heights as Rock DJ. But yeah, try not to tap your foot or sing along to that Rock DJ sequence, okay? The whole scene was electrifying. It's one of those ambitious showstoppers which is frenetically shot to look like it's all one take. It's not, okay? There is some filmmaker trickery and deception going on here, but there has to be when you've got a CGI monkey, you know, jumping from a lamppost or a massive gumball machine falling over and breaking down Regent Street. But that's what's impressive about this scene, because they actually shot it for real on Regent Street over the space of 4 nights with like 500 dancers, which when you consider the foot traffic in Oxford Circus in London is no small feat, even at night. For any Americans watching, it's like the equivalent of shutting down Times Square for 4 nights. It's one of the most impressive sequences of the entire year. As for negatives, I will say I was a little bummed by the absence of some Robbie songs. While you do get like the instrumentals to like Candy and Something Stupid, you don't hear any actual singing of those songs. And then some of my actual favorites like Radio, Millennium, Supreme, and Bodies were nowhere to be found in this film. Listen to the radio. I get it, they couldn't squeeze every Robbie track into the film, but yeah, I was waiting to hear those songs, they didn't come on. So yeah, you don't get all of his bangers. Do let me know in that comment section below, what's your favorite Robbie Williams track? For me, it's probably Rock DJ, because one of my formative experiences was singing Rock DJ when I was like 8 years old on a holiday at a karaoke thing, and I got like a standing ovation. Lead with the force-o, kick it with your torso, boys getting high with the girls ever more so, wave your hands if you're not with the man, can I dig it? Yes, you can. Yeah, it'd sound a lot better if my voice wasn't so fucked up. As for other negatives, I will say some of the cinematography in this does look a little glossy, like the dance yacht sequence to Robbie's She's the One. You're just very aware of how artificial it looks. Do I think the film has any Oscars chances? I don't think so, not really. There's an argument to be made that it could show up for visual effects for the mocap work of the monkey-fied Robbie Williams. The Academy does tend to nominate monkey CGI. Just look at The One and Only Ivan, or Kong Skull Island, or The Jungle Book, or any of the Planet of the Apes movies. And that's my concern, is that we have had a lot of monkey CGI movies this year with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Godzilla x Kong. So are the Academy really going to nominate more than one monkey movie? I feel like the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has the best chance, because that franchise has been nominated for its 2 previous films, so it just makes sense they go with what they know. Also with Better Man, the whole monkey stuff isn't really used for realism, okay? It is a bit of a gimmick. I'm not sure the Academy's going to take it that seriously. Hey up everyone, greetings from Bundaberg, Australia. I'm currently here for Christmas. It is Boxing Day. I'm working on my Better Man review for you, and there was just something to interject, because I recorded my review for Better Man like 2 weeks ago when I was sick, and now there's some updates have happened since then, because Better Man did get a Golden Globe nomination for Best Song for Forbidden Road, so there's a chance that maybe Robbie Williams could get an Oscar nomination for Original Song. I'm not so sure about it happening. Like, I think it could happen. The Globes is definitely a good start for him, but yeah, it could just be a Globes thing. So if Better Man does get any Oscar nominations, I will be quite impressed for it. It always struck me as the type of movie that would just sort of come and go, but who knows? Maybe it does have some Oscars legs, but yeah, I'm not confident on it getting any Oscar noms just yet, but happy to be proven wrong. We shall see in a few weeks' time. Okay. Merry Christmas to you all. Bye. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna get any Oscar nominations, but what do you guys think? Do you think it might show up in a category or two? If you do, let me know in that comment section down below. All right then, let's ask them 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch it again? I've revisited The Greatest Showman countless times, thank you Michael Gracey. I love going back to that film, but I don't know if I'll feel the need to revisit Better Man quite as frequently. The Greatest Showman had so many showstopper moments, but with Better Man, you only really have the rock DJ scene. So yeah, I'd probably rather watch that scene on YouTube rather than give the whole film a rewatch. Having said that, my mum loves Robbie Williams, so maybe I'll watch this film with her next time I go home. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Yeah, I would. Okay, if you're a fan of Robbie Williams, it's an interesting take on his life. As far as biopics go, this is one of the more out there and bolder ones that we've got. If you like films like Rocket Man or The Greatest Showman, I'd say yeah, give it a go. It's out in cinemas on Christmas Day, I believe. And question number 3, what score to give it out of 10? Better Man was much better than I thought it was going to be. Despite the odds being stacked against it, it actually was a rather fun watch. It's not a slam dunk by any means, but it is more interesting than your typical biopic, so I'm gonna give Better Man a score of 7 out of 10. But as always guys, it is just one bloke's opinion. Would love to hear from you. Have you seen Better Man? If you have, what'd you make of this movie? If you enjoyed the video, help support my channel by hitting the little thumbs up button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars related content, don't forget to click subscribe, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Carefield, and I'll see you next time.